Hello, 5th grade. Today we're on lesson 84. Lesson 84 is found on page 546 of your books. The title for lesson 84 is Mean, Median, Mode, and Range. I know median, mode, and range should be some relatively familiar vocabulary words because we have talked about those in a previous lesson. Mean is just another name for average, but we'll learn how to do those and maybe review a little bit of those other three today. Okay, the objectives for today, we will describe the characteristics of data presented in tables. We're going to get tables, it'll be in we're going to get data, it'll be presented in the form of one of those tables, of course with our rows and our columns. We will find the mean, median, mode, and range of that data. We will also determine the mean, median, mode, and range of a set of data. So maybe they'll present it again in the form of a table. And we've seen information presented in this form. Maybe they have number of pickles eaten per day, and then they'll have the number of days. So they'll have 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, and then the 5th day. And then they might have number of pickles. Okay, and they'll write 6 pickles, 3 pickles, 2 pickles, 7 and 3. Okay, now with this information we could take it and we could make either a bar graph or, I guess, probably plot that information using a bar graph. But this is the set of data that we need to actually use, 6, 3, 2, 7, 3. In order to find the mean, remember we add everything up and we divide it by the total number that we have. It looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units of data, 5 pieces of information. All we have to do is add that up and divide by 5. I know that 7 plus 3 is 10. 6 plus 2 would be 18 more. Plus 3 would be 21. 21 over 5. Our mean would be 21 divided by 5. Our mean would be 4 1/5. 4 times 5 is 20. You'd subtract, you'd get 1. That would be our numerator. Our 5, our denominator would be our divisor. Okay? Our mean is 4 1/5. Our median is our middle number. What we have to do with this set of data is organize it from least to greatest. Okay, so I have 2 and 3. I have another 3. I have a 6 and a 7. Okay, the median is just that middle number. So I take and I know that my bottom or my top and my bottom are gone. My next two numbers are gone. My median or my middle number is 3. So my median is 3. My mean, again, is 4 1/5. The mode is the most commonly used number. So again, I look at this set of data. 3 is listed twice. So my mode is 3. Okay, it's the most commonly used piece of information. Now, I guess the only one I haven't used is my range. With the range, your formula for range would just be the largest number minus the smallest number. The biggest minus the smallest. So when I take 7, my largest number, and I subtract 2 from it, I find that my range is 5. Because again, 7 minus 2 is 5. Okay, now we're actually going to read the new concept. A little bit more review again. In lesson 50, we found the average of a set of numbers. And in investigation 5, we learned about the median, mode, and range of a set of numbers. In this lesson, we will review these terms. The average is also called the mean. On the back of your classroom, flipping the classroom sheets, could you just write average equals mean? Again, when you find the average, you add all of the information that you have and you divide it by the number of pieces of information. So like I had before, I had 5 pieces of information, so my denominator or my divisor was 5. I divided by 5 because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. Okay, you take your set of data, you add them all up, you divide by the total number. The range, again, also on the back of those sheets, I want you to just write largest minus smallest, L minus S. The biggest number minus the smallest number. When we have the median, okay, that is the middle number in your set of data. It's just the middle number in your set of data, but you must organize that data from smallest to greatest. When you do that, okay, all you have to do is find the middle by going 1 from either end. Okay, until you have 1 number left. If you have 2 numbers left, if you have an even number of information, let's say that we had, let's just write an 8 here. Okay, you would get rid of the biggest, the smallest. Next, you'd have a 3 and a 6. You find the average of those two numbers. You take 3 plus 6 and you divide it by 2. 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 divided by 2 would be 4 and 1/2. Okay, if you need to find the median of an even set of numbers, okay, you find the average of the two middle numbers. Okay, and then finally, I've got mean, range, median. I don't have mode. On the back of your sheets, all of this should be written down. Let's just write most common. Okay, again, on that set of data that we had before, 3 was used most common. 3 was our mode, or most commonly used number. This should all be written on the back of your sheets. Okay, now we're going to actually look at an example. It says find the mean of this set of data. We have 2, 7, 3, 4, 3. This is example 3. Please write this down on your sheets. Okay, so I'm just going to take 2 plus 7 plus 3 plus 4 plus 3. I count the total number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I divide by 5. Okay, so I'm adding first. I know 7 plus 3 is 10, 12, plus 4 is 16, plus 3 is 19, divided by 5. 19 divided by 5 ends up being 4, 3. 3 times 5 is 15. It ends up being 3 and 4/5. This is your answer for example number 1. Sorry about writing example number 3 up there. This is example number 1. Okay, example number 2. I define the words right at the beginning just to introduce them all. They kind of do it step by step. So example number 2 I assume is median. Example number 2. We have Kayla tracked the number of days it rained each month during the school year and recorded the totals in a table. And we see a table on page 547 for example number 2. We have a set of data. We have number of rainy days were 3, 5, 8, 2, 5, 7, 7, 6, and 1. Now we need to find the median or the middle number. Okay, what is the median of this set of data? Well, first we have to organize it from smallest to greatest. And I have a 1. I have a 2. I have a 3. 2 5s. I have 2 7s. And I have an 8. Okay, now when I go through and I sort this information, I take the biggest and the smallest. All right, and I work my way towards the middle. I take the next two numbers, the next two. Now I have a median of 2 numbers. I have 2 numbers in the middle. It looks like I missed a 6 somewhere. Yep. So really, let's fit a 6 in here. Okay, and actually that 6 and that 5 would cancel out, and 5 would end up being my median or my middle number. Again, if I did have 2 5s, I'd take 5 plus 5 and divide it by 2. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Of course, the average of 5 plus 5 is going to be 5. Okay? Alright, perfect. Our median was 5, though. And that is your answer for example number 2. Example number 3. Okay, we've got on the next page. Okay, they're asking us to find the median. In this situation, they do give us an even set of numbers for our data so that we learn that we need to add the 2 numbers and divide it by 2. Their middle 2 numbers are 5 and 6. Okay, so to find the median, they have 2 numbers in the middle. 5 plus 6 equals 11. 11 divided by 2 is 5 and 1/2. For example number 3, don't worry about it. We're going to skip to example number 4. Example number 4 is a mode question. It says the bank manager recorded the number of new savings accounts during the first 9 business days of the month. The information that we need to know and we have to find is the mode. So I'm going to write down our information. I have 3, 5, 8, 2, 5, 7, 7, 6, and 1. In order to see this a little bit better, I personally like to see it in order from least to greatest. This isn't necessary if you're finding the mode, though, because you're just looking for the most commonly used numbers. However, in this situation, I'm going to. 2, 1, 3. Looks like I do have 2 5s, 1 6, 2 7s, and an 8. Okay, so what we have here, I have 2 7s and I have 2 5s. The rest of them are only used once. I'm going to go back and double check, make sure I haven't forgotten any, and I did use this 8. So I have 2 modes for example number 4. Okay, and those 2 modes are 5 and 7, because both 5 and 7 are used twice, the rest of them are only used once. Okay, and that is your answer for example 4, 5 and 7. Alright, now what we end up having, they do describe range. Again, the range, we've got the biggest number minus the smallest number. I guess we've done examples 1, 2, and 4. For example 5, what can we do? What do we remember? Let's list the factors of 24. Okay, beginning with 1 and 24, I want you to write this down for example number 5. The factors of 24, beginning with 1 and 24. Is this number even? Does this number have a 5 or a 0 in the ones place? What are other rules? Is it divisible by 3? 2 plus 4 equals 6. Is 6 divisible by 3? Ask yourselves those questions when trying to figure out the factors of 24. I guess have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday.